Last episode, I became a wizard and turned trees into diamonds. I trapped some floaty flame boys in a dark room to harvest their goodies, and I even automated redstone production. When put together with all the other shiny factories in this area, we have now almost completed the compound for Murphy processing. I say almost, because there's still one thing that we forgot to do, which is to hook up the two new buildings we built last episode, the two over the back there, into the power plant over there so we can control them remotely. I also need to add some threshold switches and things like that. But the other thing we really need to do is detailing. The yard is empty, some of the interiors need work, a lot of the exteriors are also unfinished, and we need to hook up the transport system. But we don't actually have anywhere to transport the goods to yet, so that's what we're going to focus on today. But let's quickly sort out these power switches first. And that is now done. We can now control all of our factories in Murphy's processing area independently, which is lovely. And we're only using 120,000 of our 580,000 power, so we've got plenty to play with for the other bits we need over here. And not only that, the farms will also turn off automatically when they reach certain thresholds. This is good. But now it's time to start the next project in this area. And the plan is fairly simple. We're now producing lots and lots of resources. We don't have a central storage area for them, which will also act as a bit of a transport hub, I think. And I want to put that over here alongside the train station, which doesn't exist yet. In fact, it might be kind of cool to tie the two together if we can and create more of a sort of transport hub type thing as well as storage. But first things first, we need to sort out this road here that I'm standing next to. So if we can get this slope in and the road down to the lower area, that's gonna kind of indicate how much space we've got going on. We can mark out where the station's gonna go and so on. So let's just quickly figure out where it's gonna go from here. Whoa, easy fella. Oh, jeez, he hits hard. He's nearly killed me. Something like that should do for the road. We've got a nice gentle slope that comes all the way down. This then goes on. We'll sort of, figure out where that's going to go later on. It's probably going to link up to some other buildings and things over on this side. But we've then got a nice curve that then goes out this way. And yet, once again, don't really know where that's going to go yet either. We'll work that out later. But now the important thing is we've got a huge space here where we can build a big storage warehouse and a train station, which I think I might do next, or at least just mark out where it's going to go. Because once I know where the platform's going to be, that's going to help me a lot with working out where the building is going to be. Now, let's just grab some stone and get this marked out. So if we make this platform maybe 10 blocks wide or so, that should give us plenty of space. Then we're going to need some stairs that will go up to the platform as well. So let's just put in something here for now. So we should be able to fit some stairs in there. And now we just need to stretch the platform all the way down the length of this train. Going to be a long platform. Yep, I think something about that sort of size should work nicely. But to make this ground a bit easier to work on, I think I need to flatten it a bit. And maybe go to bed. Mobs are spawning. There we go. That's better. I've double layered it all as well because I'm probably going to end up putting some gravel out here in the yard. And, well, with this double layered, it means all the gravel's not just going to fall through and so on. Basically trying to stop the problems I had up on the top section. So I guess now it's time to start planning the actual building itself. And I think I want to make this a brick building. Maybe this sort of brick, that sort of color. And I want it to be just a ginormous storage warehouse type building. But we also need to make it look a little bit interesting. And I also want to reflect the kind of buildings we've got over here. So I might do something similar in regards to having some lighter bits on the building, but maybe not sandstone this time. Maybe we could use like bone blocks or white terracotta or something. I mean, bone blocks do have quite a nice texture. That could look pretty good. The problem we're going to have with building such a ginormous brick building, however, is bricks. We need lots and lots of bricks. And I guess if we're going to be using bone blocks, we're going to need a whole lot of bones as well. Now, I'm hoping the brick side of things shouldn't be too difficult. Yep, look at that. We've got 9,000 clay blocks in there. Let's just quickly grab those out. And when it comes to getting bones, we do have a mob farm, although I have used most of the bones that were in there. So I guess we're going to have to do a little bit of AFK over there as well. Play first, though. In fact, it's probably a quick way of doing this. If I just casually remove a whole bunch of this vault, then put it all back in. Look at that. We've now got 9,000 clay. Excellent. If I want to be making bricks, however, I'm going to need to grind all this up, and I can enjoy a bit of music while I do so. Wonderful stuff. Well, that should be more than enough bricks. We've got almost 7,000 there. I just need to go get myself a whole bunch of bone blocks. But it looks like we've only got 11 bones here over at the mob farm. So I guess I'm going AFK for a little bit. May as well go grab some lunch and a cup of tea. it's been about an hour. Hopefully we've got enough down here now. 3,300. Wow, that's a lot more than I was expecting. Excellent. That's plenty of bone blocks. Now to get some granite. Thankfully, we've got plenty in storage. I'm gonna take these with me as well, and maybe this. So my backpack is bursting with goodies. Let's make a start. And I think the first thing I want to do is actually put a retaining wall around this area. And for that, I want some granite. So we'll just turn that into those granite blocks for now, although maybe the smaller granite bricks might look better. Try these tiny ones. Yeah, I quite like those. Question is, what's the design of the wall going to be like? Let's just start by dividing it up a little bit. And then how about maybe these industrial iron blocks? And do we have any copycat slabs? Yep, there we go. Maybe we could cap those off like that and then get some kind of fence in between. In fact, can I make fence out of these? Or maybe out of the ingot version? How about these? Industrial iron bars. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. I think that could look quite nice. The question is, how are we going to tie that in with the train station platform stair thingies? So let's just quickly figure out the stairs first. That should do. It pokes out a little bit at the bottom here, but I think that works. Now, this bit here should probably be granite as well so that it matches the wall. But maybe we could put a different edge on here with the polished granite. Let's just see how this looks if it wrapped all the way around. Well, I'll tell you what, I think that works quite well, although we do need some kind of barrier at the top here, and I do want it to be dark, but I don't want it to be these industrial fences. This is supposed to be a nicey station, not some kind of industrial area. Oh, I wonder if we've got some fancy walls, maybe. Aren't there some pillared ones somewhere? Yeah, these ones here. We could probably make some of those. Got deep slate on us after all. Now, let's chuck some of these up here and see how we're looking. Yep, I like that. I'm sold. Let's get the rest of this wall in. However, probably going to need some kind of an entrance onto the road as well. So maybe we can put one in around here somewhere. In fact, maybe what we can do is give it a bit of a double entrance. And that should do it for now for a fence. I don't know how big the building is going to be in that direction, so I haven't carried it on out that way just yet. We'll do that later on when I actually have some sense of scale down here. But I think before I go any further, what I want to do is mark out where the building is going to be. And I think this time, I'm going to skip laying a foundation. This building is just going to sit directly on the floor, because why not? So let's just start marking out where some of this building can go. Maybe something that sort of size. I'm thinking having a big building here, like a big tall area, and then maybe having like some loading bays or something around here. And then we'll have a sticky outy bit on this side that's going to be a little bit lower. Yeah, I think this could work. And I don't know if we're going to use this space out the back here, but we could potentially put in some kind of a tunnel and then some kind of back road. I don't really know. But that's not a problem for now. For now, what I want to do is focus on this building. And I want to try and come up with some kind of a paneled design that we can then repeat across what is, I guess, the front. I mean, if this is going to be the loading bay, then this is going to end up being the front of the building. So let's maybe mark out where some windows can be. And then we're probably going to be using the bone blocks here like this. We'll have them as pillars going up. Though I think I do want to have a sticky out bit for the porch. Maybe let's do something like that. And that should be just about even. And we'll worry about the rest of it later. Let's just see if we can decorate sort of one panel. And then once we've got a good design down, we can figure out how to apply that to everything else. The first question is, how tall do we want the windows? I think I actually want to start them quite high up on the wall, and then maybe 6 tall. Oh, that's pretty big. I think that could work though. Let's just get this bone bit in. And I want to add a bit of bulk down the front here. We could maybe thicken out the walls. Maybe they need a different block. Could be really bold and try the plated iron. It's a bit sharp. But how about maybe doing a panel as well? Okay, that's not bad. Let's get the window frame in. So if we do half slabs of brick and then half slabs of these, then maybe add a little windowsill and maybe a curve. Oh yeah, that's a nice shape. I like that. So if we're doing a curve, that means the walls are going to need to be double thick. So that's going to use up twice as much brick. Oh my days. Now I need to decide what to do with the windows themselves. Although the first part is not even a decision. I need glass. Let's go see what we've got in storage. We've got a reasonable amount of this blue stuff. I don't think I want to use white or grey. I think it might actually be nice to get some colour in. Though this is cyan, not blue. I mean, we can make a bit more cyan, so we can get a bit more cyan glass, I guess. So let's try the old classic straight ones at the bottom, then smaller ones at the top. How does that look? Yeah, I think I like that. Pillars look a bit bland though. What can we do about those? Do the bone blocks have any cool textures? Ooh, double roped bone block looks quite cool. Let's try some of them. And maybe some of the single rope ones as well. And I've got an idea. Maybe we should grab some of these too. Right, let's compare single rope. It does look quite nice. What about the double rope? No, this one looks a lot more, well, like a rope. Whereas this one looks quite nice. It could almost be metal wrapped around it. Let's go with that. Then what I want to do at the top here is put on some kind of a lip. So if we do, not that, there we go. Let's get these on first. And I'm wondering what these reinforced ones are going to look like if we do this. Yeah, I don't really like that. When I rotate them, that doesn't look any different. Ooh. Oh, that's quite nice. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's get those all the way across. Pick some of these on top. And I think the top bit should have a little bit more of a recess. So maybe these copycat slices. Nothing major, just like a little lip. We maybe stick another tiny lip in under here as well. Yeah, I think I like that. We imagine that across the front of the building. Obviously, the doorway is going to be different, but similar sort of style. Let's get this front wall in and see how we're looking. Progress is happening. I think that looks pretty good for the windows. I do need to figure out the entrance though next. Let's see what we can come up with. You could do with a little bit of detail, but I think shape-wise that kind of works. Have, however, used the wrong bone blocks at the top here, so let's quickly get those replaced. And I just need to get this lip in as well. There we go. Not looking too bad. Probably going to change the color of the roof, but I do like the shape. For now, though, let's try and work out some more of this build. And I think I want to start around this side here. And over here, I want to have maybe like a garage entrance there. And then over here, I want to have some kind of loading platform type things. Oh, that's an arrow. It's dark. Let's sleep. And what I'm thinking is we could divide this bay up into like little archways. Let's just get this filled in. And if we use this brick, then we can do something that kind of shape. Let's just round off the inside of these arches. Love the copycat panels for this. Yeah, those shapes look really cool. I like that. I guess that means we're going to need space back here, so we don't really want a wall this low down. Or maybe keep this side one here, though. In fact, what we could do is sort of carry on the arches on the inside as well. Filled it out a little bit more, and that's definitely looking better, although I think I want to have a bit more of a lip at the front here. And for that, I think I want to try out some smooth stone, but I, don't have any on me. So let's quickly make a furnace, grab some lava, that'll do, and we'll just cook some up. That's very festive of you, Manuel, selling some gingerbread men. It's a shame you don't sell your leads. Luckily, there's other ways to get them. Excellent. So with this smooth stone, maybe we could put like a lip on the front there. Maybe with an overhang as well, potentially. Maybe. Although if we're going to do that, I feel like these pillar bits should be maybe a little bit chunkier. Though that could make the roof quite awkward. We'll solve that later. But while that smooth stone cooks up, just because we need that for the rest of the fronts, let's have a look at this wall here. And I think I pretty much just want to have a big old garage door on this wall. And if that's going to be a garage door there, then this wall here probably wants to just be a solid one, I think. Question is, are we also going to do the bone block things on these corners? I think it would make sense to. The ridges are in. I think it's time to sort out the garage door here. So what are we going to do for this? So we could stick in a line of those. And it'd be quite nice to make it look like it's kind of rolled up on the back, I guess, like a roller shutter type thing. So maybe we could do something like that and jam some of them in. Well, I guess that kind of works. Anyway, roof. We need a roof on this thing. And I'm thinking color-wise, it might be nice to keep it dark. And I do want to swap out that roof there as well. So maybe we should do both of these at the same time. And I think I know what I want to use, and that is this Scorcher, which is kind of a greeny black type color, but I think that'll sit nicely over there. Just got to remember how to make it. So we need to dye scoria, and scoria we can get from soul sand. Right, okay. So for now, if we just steal some soul sand out of here, that'll be more than enough. Then we'll smelt it over here, and we've already got some black dye in here, which is handy, which means we can make loads of Scorcher. That was nice and easy. So let's start with some polished cut scoria. We mostly want slabs, I'd imagine. We'll get a few stairs as well. Now to figure out how we're going to do this weird bit of the roof here. And I'm wondering if we could maybe do something funky with some stairs. So do it like that and then raise it up a little bit. And then dip it back down again. And that way we don't need to worry about continuing the slabs across like this on these bits here, which means we're not going to have a weird lip. Instead, we'll have a weird lip at the side. But hopefully it'll look okay once we're done. And the rest of this should be fairly straightforward. We can just put slabs in. So how does that look? Not bad, but I think it does want to stick out on this side. But I only want it to stick out a little bit, so we're going to use these half slabs. And for this bottom bit, we'll use some bite blocks. All right, looking good. Let's just quickly swap out this front porch, because these blocks do not look good. Yeah, there we go, much better. Well, I'd say this is coming along quite nicely so far. Now comes the boring bit, though. I need to fill in this back wall here, which is just going to be solid, really, because it's backing onto the station. And then I need to do this wall as well, which I think the bottom section, at least, I am going to make solid for now. We'll figure out what to do with it later. Kind of depends how I tie in this side here, because I might have some more stairs that come down from the station as well. I don't know. But for now, let's get the rest of this ground floor done and maybe actually get a floor on the inside as well. Tell you what, considering this building is still just 90% brick, I'm really actually very pleased with how it's coming along. So I've now wrapped the entire building. We've continued the road and the path down this way. We've also got a small entrance, and I decided out the front here just to add a little bit of grass, a little bit of greenery, because, well, we don't want the whole area looking grey, and that means we can put in some lovely bushes and things like that. The path then continues down this side, where we're probably going to put an entrance either on this wall here, or probably not on this one, actually. That's kind of outside the compound, but I do want to make sure that there is an entrance that you can get to from this side of the station. But this wall here and this one here are looking very, very bland at the moment, which means I need to get the bone block bits added, I need to get the ledges added, and so on, and tie the rest of this bit together. And yes, I've also solidified the platform out the front here. I still need to put a front block on of some kind, something that kind of separates it from the main actual track. But overall, I'm pleased with how this is coming together. It just needs a whole lot of detailing. We've got lots of gravel, and it's literally just plain gravel at the moment, so we need to make that look good. We've got lots of blank walls, which don't look particularly good. I have actually mixed in a few of the smaller terracotta bricks on this wall here, just to see how it looks. And to be honest, just in a couple of places like that, I quite like how it breaks it up. And although I haven't completely decided what to do with it yet, I've decided I am going to have some kind of a tunnel round the back here. I mean, it's here. Why would I not use it? Even if all it does is connect the road here and it goes all the way down this way, we could have it potentially dip under the road over here and connect up on that side. Or we could even just pop it out this wall here and then it kind of goes into this bit, which isn't the main road, so it could be a little bit weird. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, I guess, once I've decided what buildings are going on the other side, because that's going to kind of dictate where that road goes. But anyway, enough waffle. I need to make some more of these roped bone blocks, and I need to get the rest of these pillars in. The walls are in and looking good all the way round. I think all we need to do now is make the building a bit bigger. I mean, we've got loads of space down here. In fact, a lot more than I was expecting. It looks pretty big, but as soon as we start putting things in, you'll be surprised how quickly this space will disappear. Like with any build, really. Now, for this next level, the first thing I need to do is thicken up these walls, because we're going to have windows on the next level, and I think we're going to stick with the same window style as we move up the building. It'll probably just look weird if we started changing it now. Although in saying that, this bit here is probably a bit too thin for a window, so we'll put the first window in there, and it looks like we're going to be able to get 3 across here. You can also get some windows in on this side, but they are going to be a little bit wider than the other ones. So maybe we'll put a window on one side, we'll leave a blank wall here, because, well, we still want to get some sort of air conditioning units and other detail on the side of this thing. And then on this wall here, I think we're going to make a change. So, because it's a bit unbalanced on this wall, if we move these bones, and instead of having wider sections, if we were to put a bone thing there and another one there, and what we can do is have a window there, we can have a solid bit there, and then another window before the corner. So with that in mind, if we're having more windows, that means we need more double wall. But with this one, I think I'm only going to do it from where the floor level is going to be. Something like that. And then this bit at the back here, I want to keep solid because, well, we're going to have the train station attached to this. I'm probably going to put some kind of awning or cover over it. So if we were to to add windows, that's just going to look really weird. And on this side, we can once again have some windows. And on these wider bits, I think we're going to make these solid, because that way we can add a bit of detail on the side of the walls, and then we'll have more windows. Lots of windows on this building. And then at the front of the building, we'll just mirror what we've got on the floor below. Right, I think that should work. We've got a bunch of windows, we've got a bunch of solid bits, and thankfully I've still got a whole bunch of bricks, so let's get these walls built up next. Is the second floor in place, and this building's actually starting to look pretty cool. I like it. It's definitely coming together. Ow. But before I go any further, I think what I want to do is actually get the floor in for the second floor, or first floor, I suppose, and potentially the next floor as well, because then I need to figure out what to do with the roof. And I think this bit here, I do actually want to keep at this level, but then I'm going to raise up the other sort of larger square, maybe another 3 or 4 blocks, put in some small windows or something like that, just so we have a bit of height variation on this thing. But if we're going to get some floors in there, I need to decide what to make them out of, and I think I want to use maybe some oak. I think a nice light floor to contrast the dark of the interior, but that means we need to go get ourselves lots of wood. And it is nice to see the theme park again, even though it is a bit more framey over here. And you may notice, look, we've got a very tight turning circle in here as well. So once we've actually got the station set up at the other side, we'll be able to set up the schedule for the train, and it'll be able to start going backwards and forwards. And I know this is very, very tight. It's not very realistic, but to be honest, I don't really care. I didn't want this turning circle taking up loads of space, and it's not really going to be visible from the park anyway. In fact, when you're down here, you'd never know it was even there. But anyway, we need wood, which means we need to go all the way over to the wood farm. Oh, and while we're here, you may notice I've also expanded this path over here a little bit, which does head off towards the wooded area, but yep, still got a lot to do. And we will be back here soon, I promise. We just need lots more resources. Then we can massively expand this park. But now, though, we just need some oak. I don't want to be using normal oak logs for this, though, so let's make a whole load of planks. And maybe we'll use the brick bonded planks as the base of it, and then we can mix in some texture a bit later. But now, though, let's quickly get in this floor, and probably the one above as well. Floor's in, but before I do the second floor up here, what I want to do is figure out what we're going to do about the roof on this side, because as I said, I do want this roof here to be lower than this side, which means it's going to need some kind of an edge. Could maybe literally just use some more of this industrial iron plating. This looks pretty good in general. And then what do we do on the corners? We kind of round it off a little bit. Yeah, I think just something like that would work quite nicely. And for the actual roof itself, I think I want to use some andesite slabs, which we don't have. And then the floor on this side is just going to be oak again. So I guess let's cut back to the bird's eye view. Floor is in. I've decided to go with jungle for now, just so we're not in a big oak box down here. And I've added in some stairs as well, so we can get up to the top level. And speaking of which, we should probably actually build this top level. And I think for this level, I don't want it to be too tall, only maybe 4 blocks. In fact, I think the andesite needs to come across another block here as well. But if we bring this up by 4 blocks, that's going to give us room to actually stand up inside. We can put another beam at the top there, and potentially we could put some windows in these small bits, maybe? Let's see, what would a small window look like in here? Help if I was using the right blocks. There we go. Let's maybe get some little archways in. And do I have any more panels? Yep, get one of them up there. How does that look? I mean, once we get the rest of the framing in, I think that could actually look quite nice. Not sure if I want them on this side, though. I might just save them for the front and potentially the other sides. I'm thinking over here, we're probably going to want to put up some kind of a sign, which means I might not want these windows either. For now, let's just get this top floor on, and then we can start thinking about all the details. That's looking pretty good. I like that. Although, I think it's looking a little bit flat on top. So I wonder, maybe I should add a couple more bits on top here. So let's maybe put in a small building. So we could do maybe something around that sort of size. Maybe we should stick another one next to it. Maybe something about that sort of size. Let's get these built up and see how we're looking. And for this one here, I am going to have some windows in it like we've got downstairs, but potentially just on these two sides here. And then we'll have it solid around the back. Yeah, there we go. That's looking much better already. And this smaller building on the back, I think I'm going to make it quite short in comparison to that one. I think with this one, we're going to keep the roof a little bit simpler as well. So we're just going to do not quite that. And then we'll put a little beam underneath as well, just to give it a little bit more. There we go, just a small brick box like that. And we'll stick some stuff to the side of it, make it look cool. And I've got a bit of an idea of what we can do to get these two buildings attached. But first, I really need a cup of tea. This build has taken about 8 hours so far, and we've still got a little bit to do on the outside before we can even start the detailing. But I love how it's coming out. Right, I have a cup of tea in hand, and we just have one last sort of big area to do, and that is to get a roof over this platform down here. And then after that, we're just going to go around, get all the detailing bits in, get a bit of texture in as well, which is going to take me hours. This building is massive. I mean, I don't want to add too much, just a few blocks here and there, but it's still going to take a while. But anyway, the roof down here, I want to make it out of copper. But not just that bright copper, or I want to make it out of oxidized copper. And the problem with that is oxidization takes forever, or at least it used to. Because following last time we oxidized copper, I've taken some advice from the comments and I've added create oxidized to the pack. And this basically gives us a copper recipe. So what we can do is essentially work our way through the different coppers. And if we squirt a normal block of copper, then we'll get exposed copper. And then if we squirt that one, we'll get weathered copper. And if we squirt that one, we'll get oxidized copper. So we're going to need to build a little machine for this. But the good news is we've got lots of copper to use. I'm sure 5.5 stacks is going to be plenty. Now, I don't need a lot of space for this machine. Can I squeeze it in over here somewhere? Probably not, to be honest. It's most likely something we'll actually add into the main building over there that we're doing now. So with that in mind, let's just go build a temporary one for now. I reckon we can squeeze one in over here. I mean, it's not going to be pretty, but it should get the job done. Let's just get an infinite water source down here. And we'll stick a pump there. Get rid of that pipe. And we'll just stick that pipe across the front here. We need 3 spouts. Just line them up on here. And the pipe's connected to all of those. Brilliant. Now we just need to pump up the water. So, in fact, if we change this a little bit, put the pump there, then we can just do this. Stick a cog on there, and look at that. Loads of water in those. Now, hopefully, if we do that, look at that, oxidized copper. Excellent. Now, though, we just need to wait for all of this to oxidize. Certainly quicker than the other method. Right, we've got plenty of copper. We should be good to go build this platform cover. We just need to grab a little bit more industrial iron. Right, let's get a roof up here. There we go. I think that does the trick just nicely. And with that, we have our basic building in place. Now we just need to do lots of detail. We need to get some air conditioning units, a little bit of texture, lots of texture on this gravel because that looks extremely bland right now. I want to stick some stuff to the roof. And of course, I need to decorate the platform. I'm going to crack on and I'll bring you back in once it's looking all shiny and nice. And I can't wait. I've finally done it. It's taken me all day, but it is actually looking pretty good. I mean, just look at this place. It looks epic. And I'll give you a quick little tour. So if we go up here onto the platform, we've got some hanging plants which look lovely, we've got clocks, we've even got washing machines, but we're going to pretend that they're actually tickets, or ticket machines I should say. I decided I didn't want to have an actual sort of ticket building here, so yeah, we've just gone with some machines, and these washing machines do actually work really well for that. And we've even got a sign. We've then got a whole bunch of seating, we've got some adverts for the theme park, which I do need to make some different ones. They're the only 2 I have currently, but then currently they are also the only 2 rides we actually have in the theme park, so yeah, definitely need to do that. That's being built some more rides. I've also got the train board here, which obviously isn't powered. We don't have power over here just yet, but once it is, that's going to show all the details for the trains, and then this loops down and round to the building. And I think the best way to see this part of the building is probably in free cam. So I've got some details on this side, just using some pipes and fans and things like that in between all the windows. We have, of course, textured everything as well. I've tried to keep it quite light on the texture. I've only changed a few blocks here and there, but it does help break it up a little bit. We've got some lovely greenery down the front here, looking like lovely gardens. And then we've got the yard, which I have changed ever so slightly. I decided to actually push these back a little bit. I just think it looks a bit better, and it's going to give us a little bit more space to get the vehicles in and turn them around later on. We've also added a few shipping containers here from Create Deco, and we've also got from Create Design and Decor this cardboard box, which I think looks amazing. I can't believe I've only just found it. So we've just got some small piles of goods here. I didn't want to do too much on the outside yet because, as I say, we are going to be having vehicles going in and out of here. So I wanted to make sure there's plenty of space for them to be able to turn around, preferably without me having to undo all my work later. We've made some good use of these little lanterns. We've got more detaily bits, and we've got a giant blank sign. And that's where you guys come in, because I don't really know what to call this storage building. It's basically going to be a bit of a transport hub, but mostly it's going to be for storing the things that we make in this area. And to be honest, it may well become my main storage room altogether because, well, I'm struggling with the one that we built on the actual theme park main street. It's just not big enough. So yeah, this is going to be our storage building. I do need a name for it. Once we've got a name, we'll design a logo and we'll have it all looking nice and lovely. But this build has taken me absolutely forever. So sadly, that is all we've got time for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one where we'll actually put something in the building. Bye-bye now.